What if I told you there's a proven formula for wealth? Not some get-rich-quick scheme, but a blueprint decoded from the minds of history's most successful people. Well, today, we're diving into Napoleon Hill's legendary principles of wealth mastery to uncover the exact blueprint they all followed.
You really got to get this, because everything we're about to talk about hinges on this one powerful idea. This isn't just some motivational poster quote, it's the central engine of the entire philosophy. The idea that your thoughts don't just, reflect your reality, they literally create it.
And look, this wasn't just some casual study. We're talking about 2 decades where Napoleon Hill got unprecedented access to the titans of his day, people like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and the guy who started it all, Andrew Carnegie. He wasn't just interviewing them, he was basically reverse engineering their minds to see what made them tick.
So what did he find? He discovered that, amazingly, they all followed a pretty similar pattern, a set of 13 core principles. And that's what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to walk through the most crucial ones to give you that very blueprint for success.
Okay, so the first big theme you have to grasp is this. Wealth isn't something you chase on the outside. Nope, it's something you build on the inside first. It all begins right up here, in your mind.
And this is so crucial. A simple wish, I'd like to be rich someday, is totally useless. Hill found that every single self-made millionaire started with a burning, all-consuming desire for a very specific goal. It's more like an obsession, a definite purpose that fuels every single thing they do.
And get this, he laid out this super practical 6-step formula to make that desire real. It forces you to get specific. What's the exact amount of money? What will you give in return? What's the deadline? What's the plan? Then you write it all down, and this is key, read it out loud every morning and night. You're literally burning it into your subconscious mind.
But look, desire by itself isn't quite enough. The second principle is faith. And we're not talking about religion here. We're talking about building this absolute, unshakable conviction that you will achieve your goal even when you have zero physical proof that it's working. So you're probably asking, how in the world do you build that kind of faith from scratch? Well, it's through a process Hill called auto-suggestion. By constantly repeating that written statement of your desire, those 6 steps from before, you are literally programming your subconscious mind to accept it as a fact. You're building belief through deliberate, focused repetition. Okay, so once you've got that internal engine running, that intense desire and unshakable faith, it's time to build the car. You've got to translate all that internal energy into a concrete, external blueprint for action.
Now, Hill makes this really sharp point. He says general knowledge, it's like a huge, shallow pond, a mile wide and an inch deep. It's nice, but it won't make you wealthy. To do that, you need specialized knowledge, a deep, deep well of expertise in your field that you can draw from to provide incredible value.
And this is so cool. This explains where your plans actually come from. Your imagination is like a workshop. You use what he calls synthetic imagination to take old ideas and combine them in new ways. But then there's creative imagination, which is where you get those flashes of inspiration, those brand new, out-of-the-blue ideas. You need both to build your plan.
So you take your specialized knowledge, you take those ideas from your imagination, and you forge them into an organized plan. But here's the real kicker. Hill hammers this point home. Temporary defeat is not permanent failure. If a plan doesn't work out, the successful person doesn't quit. They just create another one and another, and they keep going until one clicks.
All right, and that leads us perfectly into our next big theme, unwavering action. Because let's be honest, the most perfect plan in the world is absolutely useless without the guts and the resilience to actually execute it.
Okay, this right here might be one of the most powerful takeaways from the whole book. Hill found this crystal clear dividing line. Successful people, they make decisions quickly and confidently, and they are very slow to change them. Unsuccessful people, they take forever to decide. They're full of doubt, and then they change their minds at the drop of a hat. That habit of making a firm decision is absolutely critical.
So why is that habit so important? Well, this quote just nails it. Most failure happens because we let the opinions, the fears, and the criticisms of other people derail our own plans. You have to learn to trust your own counsel and stick to your decisions.
And right after that firm decision comes the engine of persistence. This is just pure, simple iron will. It's the ability to see your plan through to the end, no matter what. It's really the difference between a cool idea and a massive success. It's kind of heartbreaking, but Hill found that most people give up right before they're about to succeed. Persistence is the cure for quitting. Okay, now we're getting into the really advanced stuff. Once you have that foundation, the desire, the plan, the action, these next principles are like force multipliers. They can exponentially grow your results.
This might be Hill's most famous idea of all, the mastermind. He was totally convinced that nobody achieves great wealth alone. You need a trusted group of driven, smart people to work with. He said that when two or more minds come together in harmony, they create this third, invisible mind, a synergy that cooks up ideas and solutions that no single person ever could.
Remember how we talked about autosuggestion? Well, this is the why behind it. Your subconscious mind is this incredibly powerful thing that's working 24/7. When you feed it a goal that's supercharged with the emotions of faith and desire, it starts to act like a magnet, attracting the opportunities and people you need to make it real. It doesn't listen to logic, it listens to feeling.
And this is the final boss, the pinnacle principle, the one you unlock only after you've mastered all the others, the sixth sense. Hill describes it as a highly developed intuition. It's that moment when your subconscious mind starts talking back to you through hunches and brilliant flashes of inspiration, guiding you to the right choice almost automatically.
But wait, there's one last giant wall that stops most people dead in their tracks before they even get started. You have to identify, confront, and systematically tear down the internal fears that are paralyzing you.
Hill basically broke it down to these 6 basic fears that haunt pretty much everybody. The fear of poverty, of what other people will think, of getting sick, of losing love, of getting old, and of death. He argued that all those feelings of doubt, worry, and indecision are just symptoms of one or more of these fundamental fears that stop us from taking the risks we need to take. So let's put it all together. The whole formula, the entire cycle of achievement looks like this. It all kicks off with a white-hot, burning desire. You amplify that with unshakable faith. That powerful combo fuels the creation of an organized plan. Then you launch it with decisive action and you keep it going with unwavering persistence until you win. That is the cycle.
In the end, every single chapter, every principle, every story in Hill's incredible work, it all boils down to this one single profound truth. The riches, the success, the life you really want, it doesn't start in your wallet or your bank account. It starts in your mind. So the real question is, what are you choosing to build in there?